I think I didn't expect ever to have followers for music ever. Like even just getting like 1,000 streams of a song was crazy to me. Like I never expected that to begin with.
Hello everyone, my name is Cody. Welcome to the first segment of Behind the Mic. This is a segment where we go behind the mic with your favorite artists or artists you might not know and kind of learn a little bit about them, about their music, their past, their childhood, and what made them want to pursue music. The first guest we ever have in this segment is Lil Flux, or Leaf Copley.
Hello, hello.
So obviously you started making music when you were at a younger age. How would your parents describe your drive as you were younger, trying to make music? Like, were you always driven to make music, or were you kind of something you just fell into?
I started making music when I was like 12, and it was a complete accident. I was sitting there and I heard of this thing called Audacity, and it's like some software you can download. You can record your music on it, and I downloaded it. I think I actually already had it downloaded for some like video stuff I was doing at the time, which I also really enjoyed. I had a gaming headset, and I remember my buddy came over and we just like downloaded a beat and just kind of recorded a freestyle. I remember the freestyle was about food. Yeah, I started there, and I would say I wasn't focused on it at first, but as soon as I realized I enjoyed doing it, which was pretty much instantly, like it was kind of just it from there. Like I just, like my parents, like they were so supportive and willing to help me on that path. And yeah, I definitely was driven from probably after that first year, I really got like more into it, I'd say.
So is there an artist that you listened to when you were younger, maybe when you were first starting out music, that kind of inspired you or wanted you to make music?
I think around the time I started making music, like growing up in that era of music, like that 2016, 2017 era of music, like a lot of cool music came out. And I think like Lil Peep, XXX Tentacion, like Juice WRLD, like those guys really heavily influenced my sound. I have some newer inspirations, but those guys definitely helped my start. Like I definitely, like you can hear the inspiration in some of those older songs, like the 50-second intros and the trap drums. But yeah, definitely inspired by the early SoundCloud days, I think. Definitely had a specific sound that I was trying to almost replicate in a way, because I didn't quite have my own sound to build off of yet. So
what do people mostly misunderstand about you or your music the most, or just about making music in general?
Yeah, I think the biggest misconception is just like there's a lot of work and time put into it and behind the scenes, and yeah, people might not see anything for like 2 years and be like, oh, what's up? But that person could be working the whole time. So just be nice to your fellow artists, because they're going through a lot.
What part about making music do you maybe disliked early on when you started making music, but you've kind of grown to love about that part of making music? Is there a certain like thing about making music that you like hated doing when you were starting out, and then now you've kind of been like, oh, I like this technique, or I like this?
Mixing in general. I love mixing now. I mix and master for other people. I mix my own music. I love it. I enjoy doing it. I think a lot of artists I talk to, they hate it. They don't like mixing their own music. They don't know how. And I think it's one of those things, like learning it yourself is so valuable and just so useful that like I really can appreciate it now and appreciate the hard work that I put in to learn that.
Can you describe the type of music that you make and how that style of music maybe resonates with your listeners now?
I make music for the emotionally wounded, for the heartbreak soldiers, as Lil Xan says. I make music for people that like to cry in the shower and also eat a hot dog and maybe drink a beer at the same time. That's what I make music for. But I would say I make music for people that need it. It's music that speaks to me, and it's music that comes from the heart. And all of the music that I make is 100% real, and it's 100% from my experiences. And I take that and I try and put that into words that other people can resonate with.
What's one thing that happened with like your sound or your music in general that you weren't expecting? Were you not expecting like the followers, or you're not expecting, certain parts about music, or?
I think I didn't expect ever to have followers for music ever. Like even just getting like 1,000 streams on a song was crazy to me. Like I never expected that to begin with, because I just started making music for fun at first, and then for almost like therapeutic reasons, like just as an outlet. So like when people started listening to it, I think that really surprised me. And I think doing live shows and seeing people actually like come and see you and like see who listens to your music is really, really cool. Like really like almost like perspective shifting in a way.
Is there any genre that you've wanted to break into that you've kind of expanded your influences, your listening, categories?
I would definitely like to be doing more rock music and more alternative rock in the future. Like I have a lot of stuff out that's kind of experimental and like I would like to do a good mix of like hyperpop and alternative rock. I think that'd be cool if I could get like a good mix of the two, put my own sparkle on it.
So can you take me through kind of like a run through of what your creative process looks like? Like, is there a certain method to the madness, or you just kind of have an idea and go for it and see what happens kind of thing?
That is a good question. The method to my madness is just like, it has a lot to do with emotion, like a lot to do with like what I'm feeling that day. Like if I'm feeling shitty, I'm probably gonna write a song that's about me feeling shitty. And then I'll find a beat or I'll find something that works with it and kind of find a sound. Like maybe I'll play the piano, or most of the time it's like YouTube these days and I'm just finding beats on there or what producers are sending me.
Or someone that you would love to collaborate with, an artist or producer or anything like that, even like a ghostwriter or something like that?
I would love to work with Mike Dean one day. I think he's super cool.
Who's Mike Dean?
Mike Dean is one of my favorite producers and engineers. He's engineered for like Travis Scott, Kanye West. He was Kanye West's engineer for like all of his greatest albums, and I just think he's done a really good job.
Is there any artists that you would love to go perform with, either open a show for them or kind of just be on stage with and perform with in general?
I feel like Lil Yachty's fun on stage. I feel like he's really fun on stage. Like ultimately, like maybe reaching right now, but one day, me and Yachty, we got this.
That'd be cool. Do you have a favorite song that you performed that you really love to perform, or that resonates really well with the audience? Or
Sinner Sippin' Rosé, which is the interlude to my debut project, Drowning in Life. I think that song really resonates with people lyrics wise. Like they sit there and they like pull out the flashlights and they got the whole thing going. I think Rockstar Sleeves is really good for just like getting people like hyped up dance wise. Like you want to get dancing, Rockstar Sleeves is going to do that to you.
yeah, it's a great song. I like that song. What is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now in your music career and trying to pursue your music stuff?
Finding that A team. I think that ultimately, like it would be definitely good to really keep building that group of people that I know that I can trust and create content with, and like really like speak my ideas to more so than anything, and they understand them and they hear them and can work with them.
What would you say is the biggest strength or a trait that someone needs to have to be successful? Is there a certain thing that someone needs to be good at to make music, or a certain mindset they need to have?
Having an open-minded, like positive, like open-ended mindset is super, super important. Like just like zero expectations, all ability and willingness to just participate and do what you can to be there, like just be in the moment, like I said, and just really like get a feel for what it is that you want to do and where you want to fit.
What kind of advice would you give out to someone who's just starting music? Is there any kind of like good starting point they should start at, or maybe like some kind of resources they should look at if they want to get into music? What helped you kind of get into that?
I would definitely say if you are starting music from scratch, you have $0 or very little dollars, you don't want to spend a bunch of it on music stuff. I would say get yourself like a really cheap mic, like go to any like local like Walmart or some place that sells electronics and buy yourself a Blue Snowball. And they're super good, super reliable. I recorded on that for the first like 2 or 3 years of me making music, like a long time. Audacity, download Audacity and don't look back. It's from the 90s and it seems archaic, but once you get going and you start looking at it, you get a hand for it, you can make radio quality music with very, very little.
Is there any kind of like other maybe opinions or how you do music that maybe other artists wouldn't agree with, that you're just kind of like, this works really well and kind of should take the stigma out of it?
I think in general, I used to listen to a lot of opinions like your vocals are too high, your vocals are too low, your mixing isn't good, your reverb sounds off. Just make the music you want to make, learn as you go, and don't listen to people's opinions on that shit because they don't know anything. Just on Audacity alone, I think I've garnered like over 500,000 streams just using Audacity, which is like I don't know, that says something. So use what you want to use and be who you want to be. Don't let people tell you any differently. It's all about the knowledge that you contain and are willing to, the lengths that you are willing to go to get what you want to get.
And with you kind of, working with your own mixing and doing your own mastering, stuff like that, do you have like a productivity hack that for like starting out music or something that would make it go way easier for someone that you didn't realize until way too late kind of thing?
Adderall. No, in all seriousness, I think sitting down and taking the time, just like giving yourself the time to at least think about it daily, like just, okay, like, am I going to be able to work on stuff today? No. Okay, what do I want to work on? Just like, I think having an idea in your head, a visualization of what you want to work on beforehand is super important, because then you're not guessing. You're not sitting down just like, okay, this is daunting. What am I going to do? Like you're thinking about it already. You're kind of on your own wavelength, like ready to go when you sit down. So.
And to go back to kind of the Audacity and like the microphone stuff, is there a tool that you use that is severely underrated that the industry that you think should be utilizing more or stuff like that?
Free stuff is just as good. Like getting free software and free DAWs and free all of those things, like free loops, like as long as you're on like Looperman, which is a site you can use for free loops. If you're a producer, you can find all sorts of good stuff on there. But yeah, there's all sorts of great resources you can get for free. If you want to spend the money, I also think that that's super cool, and like investing in yourself is never a bad thing.
Well, that kind of wraps it up. Thank you so much, Lil Flux, for coming out. Do you have any other upcoming shows, or what's next for you? What do you got going on right now?
Working on the sophomore album right now, so that should be coming out sometime after Christmas, New Year, January for sure. But I have some music in the meantime that should be coming out very shortly. Hoping to do some shows this year. Nothing to announce quite yet because it's a little early and still got some stuff in the works. But yeah, definitely got some stuff in the works. I'm very excited to show you what I got coming up, and really appreciate you having me on.
And where can people find your music and find your socials and stuff? Plug that stuff for us.
My Instagram is Lil Flux, and from there you can find the link in my bio, and that will take you to all of my pages. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Amazon, TikTok, all of the above. Like, yeah, you can pretty much find me anywhere. Snapchat, I have some songs on Snapchat. Yeah, that's me, baby.
And thank you so much again for Lil Flux for coming on. This was the first segment of Behind the Mic, where we look behind the mic of your favorite artists and upcoming artists. Hit like, follow, subscribe, whatever there is to do on whatever platform you're watching this on. We'll have some other artists coming up in the next foreseeable future and having some more interviews. So yeah, thank you.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, have a good one, you guys. And slap the like button. Make sure to.
And yeah, that's it. That's a wrap.
Hell yeah, that's a wrap. Woo!
I thought that my life would get better, now I can't think straight.